massive complex of stone formations lay hidden a mere 60 feet beneath the ocean surface. Experts call it one of the greatest discoveries in the history of underwater archaeology.
The world is full of strange and scary mysteries. Some things just don't add up, no matter how hard we try to figure them out. Ancient artifacts, bizarre events, and confusing discoveries have left experts scratching their heads for years, not to mention unexplained structures and unusual occurrences that seem to defy all logic and reason. How did they come to be? And what secrets do they hold? You're about to find out as we look into 20 unexplained mysteries that scientists can't explain. The Underwater Pyramid of Japan. Off the southern coast of Japan, near Yonaguni Island, lies a massive underwater structure that has confused scientists and explorers for decades. It is also known as the Yonaguni Monument, and it sits about 25 meters below the surface of the ocean. This structure resembles a stepped pyramid, with sharp geometric edges, flat terraces, and large platforms. Divers have also found what look like stone carvings, including symbols and shapes resembling animals and human figures. These features make some believe it could be the ruins of an ancient city lost to the sea thousands of years ago. Supporters of this theory suggest it might date back to 10,000 years ago, during a time when rising sea levels could have submerged an entire civilization. They point to what appear to be roads, staircases, and walls that seem far too precise to be natural. On the other hand, some geologists argue it's a natural rock formation caused by tectonic activity and erosion. There are more mysteries to solve, so keep watching. The Effigy Mounds of North America. Scattered across the Midwest and Great Lakes regions of the United States, the Effigy Mounds are ancient earthworks shaped like animals, birds, and even humans. These massive mounds, some as large as a football field, were created by indigenous peoples thousands of years ago. One of the most famous examples is the Great Serpent Mound in Ohio, which stretches over 1,300 feet and coils like a snake with an oval shape near its head. Excavations of these mounds have revealed fascinating artifacts such as copper tools, carved stones, and animal bones. While these findings suggest ceremonial use, their exact purpose remains unclear. Some researchers believe the mounds were built to align with celestial events, such as solstices or lunar cycles, while others think they served as sacred burial sites or places for spiritual gatherings. What's especially confusing is the precision and scale of these formations, achieved without modern tools or technology. The effort required to create these structures would have been strong, yet there are no written records explaining their purpose. The White Horse of Uffington. On a hillside in Oxfordshire, England, there is a giant figure of a horse carved into the ground. Known as the White Horse of Uffington, this ancient artwork is over 360 feet long and made by digging trenches into the chalky soil and filling them with crushed white chalk. Its long, flowing shape looks like a horse running, but no one knows exactly why it was made or who created it. Experts believe the horse could be over 3,000 years old, dating back to the Bronze or Iron Age. Some think it was made to honor a god, while others believe it might have marked land or been part of a special ceremony. Over time, the shape has been repaired and changed, but the horse has stayed in the same spot for centuries. The White Horse can be seen for miles around and remains one of the most mysterious and fascinating landmarks in England. The Dinosaur, frozen in time. In 2011, miners in Alberta, Canada, made a discovery that left scientists amazed. Deep underground, they found the fossil of a dinosaur that looked almost lifelike. This was a nodosaur, a plant-eating dinosaur from 110 million years ago. It was about 18 feet long weighed nearly 3,000 pounds, and had spiky armor on its back. What made it so special was how perfectly it was preserved. Its body still had its bumpy skin, scales, and even its natural camouflage patterns visible. Unlike most fossils, which are just bones, this nodosaur looked like it had been frozen in time. Scientists believe the dinosaur may have been swept into a river during a flood and carried out to sea. Minerals from the water helped preserve its body so well that even its features are still very detailed today. This discovery has given researchers a rare glimpse into what dinosaurs actually looked like when they roamed the Earth. The nodosaur is now displayed in a museum where people can see its incredible, lifelike state. The Max Headroom incident. In 1987, Chicago experienced one of the strangest events in television history. During the evening hours, someone broke into the airwaves of two TV stations, WGN and WTTW. The first interruption happened during a news broadcast, where the screen suddenly cut to a person wearing a Max Headroom mask. The distorted figure sat in front of a background that spun like a hypnotic pattern, mimicking the design used in the popular Max Headroom TV show. The second interruption came later, during a Doctor Who episode. This time, the hijacker's antics were even stranger. The masked figure rambled incoherently, mocked the stations, and even held up a can of Pepsi. The broadcast ended with the person pulling down their pants while someone off-screen spanked them with a fly swatter. Both incidents lasted less than 2 minutes, but they left viewers confused and unsettled. Despite investigations by the FBI and FCC, the person behind the hijack was never identified. How they managed to intercept the signal in such a high-tech manner remains a mystery. The mystery of Devil's Tower. Devil's Tower, a giant rock formation in northeastern Wyoming, stands out against the flat plains that surround it. Rising nearly 1,200 feet into the sky, it looks like something out of another world. The formation has a unique columned structure with steep, vertical sides that make it a favorite for climbers and hikers. Its origins, however, are not completely understood, and its towering presence has been the source of legends and mysteries for centuries. Geologists say it was likely formed by volcanic activity millions of years ago, but even they don't fully agree on how it ended up in its current shape. Some believe it was the core of an ancient volcano, with softer rock eroding away to leave behind the harder columns. Others think it was created by molten rock cooling deep underground and later exposed by erosion. To many Native American tribes, Devil's Tower is a sacred site. Stories passed down for generations speak of its creation being tied to powerful spirits. This mix of science, legend, and awe has made Devil's Tower one of the most fascinating and mysterious landmarks in the world. The mystical pillars of Wulingyuan. In China's Hunan province, the Wulingyuan scenic area is a natural wonder like no other. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is home to over 3,000 towering sandstone pillars, some rising more than 200 meters high. These tall, thin peaks look like a stone forest stretching into the sky. The area is filled with dense green forests, winding streams, hidden caves, and waterfalls that add to its magical charm. What makes Wulingyuan even more incredible is the mist that often blankets the region. The mist gives the pillars a floating, dreamlike appearance, as if they belong in a fantasy world. This surreal landscape inspired the floating mountains in the movie Avatar. Geologists say these formations were shaped over millions of years by natural erosion. Wind, rain, and ice wore down the sandstone, leaving behind these unique spires. Yet the sheer number of them and their unusual shapes are still hard to explain. Local legends tell of gods and spirits creating this mystical place, adding to its mystery. Wulingyuan continues to amaze both scientists and visitors with its beauty and otherworldly atmosphere. The most amazing part of the video is just ahead: the mysterious circles of the Sahara. Hidden beneath the endless sands of the Sahara Desert are strange spotted patterns that stretch across the landscape. These large circular marks were first noticed through satellite images, revealing a strange and organized formation in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The circles vary in size and are spread over vast distances, leaving scientists confused about how they formed and why they are there. Some believe these marks are the remnants of ancient water systems, possibly wells or reservoirs used by civilizations that once thrived in the region thousands of years ago. Others think they might be the result of oil or mineral exploration, though no clear evidence has supported this idea. The unique patterns and their scale have also led some to imagine more outlandish explanations, like extraterrestrial involvement. What makes the mystery even more intriguing is how little is known about the desert's deep history. The Sahara was not always a dry, sandy expanse. Long ago, it was lush and green, supporting life and human activity. These mysterious circles continue to raise questions about the desert's forgotten past. The missing people of Nome. Between 1960 and 2004, over 24 people mysteriously disappeared in Nome, Alaska, a remote town located on the edge of the Arctic. These vanishings occurred over decades, yet no clear answers have ever been found. Some of the missing were experienced residents, used to the harsh conditions of Alaska's wilderness. The cases seemed even more confusing since there was no evidence to suggest any kind of foul play. Several theories have emerged to explain the disappearances. Some believe the extreme weather and dangerous wildlife might have played a part, with people getting lost or attacked in the brutal landscape. Others suggest the idea of alien abductions, pointing to strange events and reports from locals who claim to have seen unusual lights in the sky. Despite investigations and searches, nothing solid has ever come up to explain why so many people vanished without a trace. Nome's mystery continues to haunt locals and those fascinated by unexplained events. The town's remote location and the vast wilderness around it only add to the creepy atmosphere of these unsolved disappearances. The mysterious rainbow hot springs of Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park is home to one of nature's most fascinating wonders, the rainbow hot springs. These hot springs are not just beautiful, with their vibrant reds, yellows, and blues, but they also present a natural mystery that has confused many. The brilliant colors of the water are caused by heat-loving bacteria, which thrive in the extremely hot temperatures of the spring. These bacteria create colorful pigments that give the water its stunning rainbow effect. While the cause of the colors is understood, the location of the rainbow hot springs adds to its mystery. The spring sits on top of Yellowstone's volcanic hotspot, where magma lies just beneath the surface. In recent years, scientists have noticed the magma has been rising, though only by about 3 inches. Despite this, experts say there is no cause for alarm, and the area remains safe to visit. What makes this even more interesting is the constant shifts happening beneath the park. With volcanic activity in the area and the incredible beauty of the springs, Yellowstone continues to be a place of wonder and mystery, leaving visitors in wonder. The stone spheres of Costa Rica. In the southern part of Costa Rica, there are over 300 strange stone spheres scattered across the landscape. Some of these spheres are as large as 7 feet in diameter, and they are made from solid rock. The way these massive stones were created and their purpose remains a mystery. Experts believe that ancient people used smaller stones and simple tools to chisel these perfect spheres, but the exact methods are still unknown. The spheres are mostly found in groups, and while some of them are placed near ancient settlements, there's no clear reason why they were made or why they are so uniform in shape. Some people believe they might have been used for ceremonial purposes, while others think they could have been markers or symbols. The fact that such precise and large stone objects exist without a clear explanation has confused archaeologists for years. While many theories exist, no one knows for sure how these spheres were created or why they hold such significance. This mystery continues to be one of the strangest in archaeology today. The Lake Michigan Triangle. The Lake Michigan Triangle, located in the area between the cities of Chicago, Michigan, and Wisconsin, has long been the site of strange and unexplained disappearances. One of the most chilling incidents occurred when a Northwest Airlines flight with 108 passengers vanished without a trace. Witnesses reported seeing a mysterious red light hovering over the lake hours after the plane lost contact. Despite extensive searches, the plane was never found. This is far from the only strange event to take place in the Lake Michigan Triangle. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of boats and planes disappearing under mysterious circumstances. In some cases, wreckage was found, but there were no signs of the crew or passengers. The area's strange occurrences have led some to believe that something unusual is happening beneath the surface of the lake. With many speculations, including the possibility of magnetic anomalies or even supernatural forces, the true cause of these disappearances remains a mystery that scientists cannot fully explain. Manpupuner Rocks. The Manpupuner Rocks, also called the Seven Strong Men, are 7 massive stone columns found in Russia's Komi Republic. These strange pillars rise from a flat, empty plateau in the Ural Mountains. Some of them are as tall as 40 meters, making them hard to miss. Their unique shapes and placement make them one of the most confusing natural formations in the world. Scientists believe these rocks were formed over millions of years as wind and rain wore away the softer rocks around them. The harder rocks stayed behind, creating the tall columns. But this doesn't fully explain why the shapes are so unusual. Some of the pillars look like human figures, or other odd shapes that almost seem carved, leaving people wondering how they really came to be. Local legends add more mystery. One story says the rocks were once giants who were turned to stone after angering a powerful shaman. The remote location of the Manpupuner Rocks makes them even more mysterious, as they stand alone in an otherwise empty area. It gets interesting from here. Keep watching. Keep watching. The Crooked Forest. In Poland, there is a strange forest known as the Crooked Forest. Here, over 400 pine trees grow, with their trunks bending sharply near the base, curving into a shape that looks like a hook or a crescent before growing straight again. This unusual sight has confused scientists and visitors for years because no one knows for sure what caused the trees to grow this way. One idea is that the trees were purposely shaped by farmers in the 1930s,
while others think farmers would have intentionally manipulated them.
Some think they might have bent the trunks to make curved wood for furniture or boats, but there is no evidence to confirm this. Another theory is that a heavy snowfall or strong winds bent the trees when they were young, and they somehow kept growing in this twisted form. The Crooked Forest stands out because all the trees are bent in the same direction. It feels almost like nature was following a strange pattern. These trees, surrounded by normal straight ones, make the forest more mysterious and special. The Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is one of the most confusing books ever found. Discovered in 1912, this strange document is written in a language no one can read. For over a century, experts have tried to decode it, but the meaning is still a mystery. Its pages are filled with drawings of plants that don't look like any we know, along with strange symbols and zodiac diagrams. What makes it even more confusing is that the book doesn't seem to fit into any culture or time period. Some believe it was written by an unknown civilization or even created as a hoax. Others think it might hold secret knowledge that we don't yet understand. The material used to make the book suggests it's from the 15th century, but who wrote it and why is still unknown. There are reports of the manuscripts being interpreted and sold to interested buyers. The Kentucky meat shower. In 1876, something unusual happened in a small town in Kentucky. Pieces of meat, some as large as 10 centimeters, fell from the sky on a clear day. Locals were shocked and had no idea where the chunks came from. The strange event became known as the Kentucky meat shower, and people have been unable to figure it out ever since. Scientists later examined the meat and determined that it was likely animal tissue, including parts of lungs and muscle. One theory suggests that a group of vultures might have eaten too much and vomited while flying overhead. Vultures sometimes do this to lighten their load, and the wind could have scattered the meat across the area. Even with this explanation, people still find the event strange because of how random and rare it was. The Kentucky meat shower remains one of nature's oddest and most memorable incidents. The giant intaglios of California. In the desert west of the Colorado River, there are giant drawings called the Blythe intaglios. These geoglyphs, etched into the ground, include giant human figures, animals, and mysterious shapes. One of the most famous designs is a massive figure believed to represent a creator or spiritual being. What makes these geoglyphs so fascinating is that they are so large they can only be fully seen from the air. The origin of these figures is unknown. Some believe they were made by the Native Americans of the region hundreds or even thousands of years ago, possibly for spiritual or ceremonial purposes. Others think they could mark important locations, like water sources or gathering spots. How they were created is another mystery. The desert floor was carefully cleared of stones to reveal the lighter soil underneath, a process that would have taken great skill and effort. Even after modern research was carried out, the true purpose of these massive drawings is still a mystery. You're at the edge of your seat, and it's about to get better. The Devil's Footprints. In 1855, after a heavy snowfall in Devon, England, something strange happened. A trail of hoof-like footprints appeared in the snow, stretching over 100 miles through towns, fields, and even across rooftops. The prints were narrow and cloven, like those of a hoofed animal, but no one could explain how they covered such a long distance in one night. Theories about the footprints range from escaped kangaroos to unusual weather conditions. Some think melting snow created the odd shapes, while others suggest it was an animal moving in an unusual way. But what grabbed people's attention most was the idea that the devil himself had passed through the area. The strange path seemed to ignore obstacles, crossing rivers, and even climbing walls. The lost treasures of the Caucasus Mountains. High in the Caucasus Mountains, ancient stone structures sit quietly, holding secrets from the past. These megalithic buildings, often called stone houses, are unlike anything else. Built with large stones and sealed with strange plugs at their entrances, they have left researchers wondering their actual purpose and origin. Inside, treasures like jewelry, bronze tools, and pottery have been found, giving clues about the lives of the people who built them. But no one knows exactly who they were or why they created these structures in such remote places. What makes it even more interesting is that similar formations exist in other parts of the world, yet their connection remains unclear. The advanced craftsmanship and design of the stone houses suggest they were built with care and skill, but their true meaning has been lost to time. The disappearance of the Indus Valley civilization. Around 4,000 years ago, one of the world's most advanced civilizations, the Indus Valley civilization, simply disappeared, spread across modern-day India and Pakistan. This society was known for its well-planned cities, complete with straight roads, large buildings, and even drainage systems that were far ahead of their time. Yet something caused this thriving civilization to vanish, leaving behind only ruins and unanswered questions. Some experts believe climate change might have been the cause, as shifts in river patterns could have made farming and living in the region difficult. Others think invasions or a deadly disease may have led to their downfall. Despite these ideas, no single cause has been confirmed, leaving the disappearance a mystery. The Indus Valley people left no clear records explaining what happened, adding to the confusion. What do you think resulted in all these mysteries? Drop your thoughts in the comments section. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Click on the next video displayed on your screen. You will enjoy it.